the lost, the black lost, our black children. And yet we don't even know about it. And I have taken a while to bring this out and put this on the platform because I really didn't know how to respond to this. It's nothing new, black people missing. But when you talk about our children and nobody talks about it, that's a whole nother realm.
I want to use the final moments of tonight's show to highlight our community's missing children. And too often their faces are being forgotten. Thousands of young black girls are missing across the country. More than 50 vanished from New York and New Jersey since the beginning of 2020. Their stories don't always get the media attention they deserve, but we're going to do our part here on Making the Case. So write this number down, 1-800-THE-LOST. That's the cyber tip line for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Call it or 911 if you've seen any of the following children. You can see more pictures at missingkids.org. Good night, family.
Now, before I go to this next clip, I want to bring your attention to, in the same area that the White House is in. I mean, D.C. is supposed to be of its own. It should have its own police department. It should have everything that even other cities don't have. But you would much rather talk about Trump, congressional issues, money or whatever, because people don't matter to you people, especially people of color, especially black people, especially, obviously, black children. Now, we don't see or hear the media talk about anything unless it affects Europeans. And the funny thing about all of that is, I guess maybe if we look at it monetarily, that's the way it should be, since they own all of those TV stations and the media and the books and all of this publishing companies. Okay? So that they write the narrative. And this is why you can't believe anything that you hear and sometimes what you can see, because that man has put his hands on it. And why in the world would he help the same people that he enslaved?
Today in Washington, D.C., more than a dozen teenagers have been reported missing. All of them Black or Latino. These are just some of their faces we're showing. There was an emotional town hall last night. Members of the community spoke out, telling their city leaders they're afraid for their families because of what they view as an apparent spike in the number of missing kids. Sadly, though, for that community, the chief of police told the crowd that this is far from a new problem.
The disturbing fact is that we do have that many kids that go missing in our city, and it's been that way for a long time.
We're joined by Trayon White. He is the D.C. City Councilman for District 8, which is one of the areas where a lot of those kids are missing. Trayon, thank you, or Councilman, I should give you the respect that you're due, sir. Thank you so much for joining me. First of all, there's been some confusion about whether there has been an uptick in the amount of missing kids, or if it's that they are increasing the reporting of the amount of missing kids. Did you feel like you got some clarity last night?
I think there's both. I think there is more awareness of what's going on, and the presence of social media has made it more forthcoming so people can know what's going on. It's relevant information in a timely frame, but the reality is the numbers are just too high. And so we have to
They are too high. I mean, you look at 2,000 plus every year. That is, if it's one child missing, it's a frustrating and disturbing thing to begin with. Is part of the challenge in this the issue that it's how they're reported if the child is deemed a runaway as opposed to a child that has been abducted?
What we see is that not a lot of abductions is going on. We see a lot of missing persons, mostly African American girls. What the community is alarmed about, we had a 10-year-old girl missing the other day, but there was no Amber Alert. We just feel like, if this was a white person or from another neighborhood, there'd be more alarm about it. But this has been going on for quite some time with little to no press. And so we've used social media, got the community involved to get the word out.
They say that they use social media to get the word out.
When you picture a
But
cowboy,
this
who
is
do
the
you see?
thing, right here. What do we value? What do we think is important? We didn't think Project 2025 was important, and now people are suffering. We didn't think back in Jim Crow days and slavery, we didn't think that black folks were human. No big deal, because as long as we had these institutions in place, and as long as it wasn't affecting their children, who knows? Maybe they weren't lost. Maybe this is some sinister act that we don't know. I know one thing, that if 34, 12, or even 2 European children of anybody of what they think of consequence was missing, you wouldn't be able to sleep. There would be all kind of things going on and all kind of alerts. So I'm really a little disappointed in our community. See, our community, the black community, has gotten desensitized. So many alarming things go on in our communities, and sometimes it's perpetrated by us, but a lot of times these things are engineered by those that sit behind the curtain. Now, how in the world can you have the most important land mass in the United States, and you have people coming up missing, children coming up missing, and you don't get any media coverage about it? You see, this is something that Congress, the executive branch, the judicial branch, the FBI, all of these supposedly people that's supposed to be protecting other citizens obviously don't care about. Unless maybe one of their children was involved in that. You see, then everybody is going to be looking for them. And I'm talking about us too. Even though we got hundreds of our children missing, we would go out there and look for somebody, a member of another community's child, before we look for our own. And we've been doing this for centuries. So it's very disappointing. I don't care about the media. We have something even better than the media. It's called the grapevine. If we really are interested in something and we think it's important, they have a means that's better than a telephone, a cell phone, or anything. It's called a grapevine. It's where people get in contact with people even though they don't have telephones, telegraphs, or anything. We don't know how it occurs, but it will go from here to Africa if it's important enough and people take an interest in it. So, I ask you, are you really interested? Or do you feel like our children deserve our attention? Oh, they're not any basketball or celebrity children, but they're all our children. They said it used to take a village to raise a child. Well, a village has gotten to be in a teepee. You don't understand? You can fit the number of people that truly care about their community in a small space.